Liam, it's finished 1-1 in a game really ruined by the conditions, wasn't it? But what's your thoughts on the game?
I thought it was incredibly tough for both sides. The hardest part for me is we should score when Jordan's hit the bar with probably the best work opportunity the whole game, and then 40 seconds later with a goal down. It's probably sums up at times how things are going.
We were saying that summed up the season, didn't it? Near miss, straight down the other end and score.
That's what happens, doesn't it? As I said, we obviously we need a little bit of help, which we can only do ourselves. But no lack of effort, no lack of application. There was no down in the dumps, and don't get me wrong, it was tough to pick him up at half time. Yeah. But they come out and they had a go. Some really good, strong. I thought Tyler Walton was the best player on the pitch by a mile. Yeah. And then I thought when we equalised we'd go on and win. Jack Carden, brilliant, bouncing, getting a go. It just wouldn't play. But it was so hard. I understand people say, "Oh, you got the wind." You had too much wind to control it. Connor's come on, made a difference.
He did well, Connor, when he came on, didn't he?
He done well. He done really well in situations, and then other situations he needs to be better. But again, it's been an up and down season for him. You know, started the season really well, gets shin splints, goes back, and ahhing, never really got back to the level. He had a little spell where he scored a couple of great goals, and then had a dip in confidence, and you know, it's what it is. I said, but he'll be a lot better for this. A lot of them will be a lot better for this. But as I said, it's not all over. We started the season, started today 3 points outside the playoffs. We're still 3 points outside the playoffs. So we're going into the last 3 games 3 points outside of the playoffs. Yeah, that'd mean we'd have to win. Well, at least take 7 out of the last 9, which isn't going to be easy. But it's not impossible, is it?
We've got to give it a go, haven't we, Liam? There's no point. I think a few of us are heads down at the moment, but you've got to keep going, haven't we?
Listen, this is a little bit like away 09 season for me. When I go back and said, you know, we ran out of legs. Our season petered away, and we lost to Gateshead in the playoffs. But we knew we had to improve. Yeah. It was only a couple of signings. I think it was Chris Simon, Rob Marsh-Evans came in. Yeah. And then we went on to win the league. So this group isn't a million miles away from being a really good side. Yeah. They probably just do that 2 signings, which will give us that little bit more. And then these have had a year together. It's what we've been crying out for. We've always decided. We said at the start of the season we wanted to build a young side, and then it's no magician. You're going to build a young side and then you're just going to go and do this, that, and the other. We've built a young side. They've given us real hope. They've all committed to the club, which is good. They all take a great pride of wearing the shirt. They all have a go. They never down tools. Yeah. And let me. They probably are low on confidence because of the situation, the circumstances they are.
I think once they scored, they seemed to get a bit more confidence, didn't they?
That's football. I said so. You know, that little bit extra. All the ones in the group are a year older next year. They've learned a lot more. And plus the fact, listen, they've had 2 years of playing less than 20 games. Yeah. So this is going to take a toll, especially on these. Some of them never played more than 20 games. Yeah. But you know, they're still giving us everything. Got a final on Wednesday. It becomes important. Important not just for the players. It becomes important for the fans to give them something back. You know, we set out the start of the season. We wanted to win something. That hasn't changed. We want to win something. People have got to turn up on the day and make sure we do win something, and then take that into. It's amazing sometimes when you win something, you get something.
Well, we've seen it before, and we'll get that Lancashire Cup win, and away we go.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I said Gateshead Saturday's huge game. It's a massive game for them because now Brackley have won. Yeah. I think Brackley take all 9 points out of the remaining 3, so they can't afford another slip. So it's a pressure game on Gateshead as well. So. I said, but a pressure game for us.
I think before the game I was talking to a couple of lads and you could see that they've had the downs, haven't they, but they really wanted to win, didn't they? They've still got that mentality, they want to win the games.
That's why a lot of the crowd are staying with them, because you know, we've had an iffy start, then we've had a fabulous run, and then we've had a really bad ending in effect. But in any of the games, the start of the season we were playing really well, and I always thought the wins would come. And then we won a lot of games when we actually weren't great. Yeah.
It's a strange old season, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been tough, but as I said, there's no one's actually took us apart at any stage where you go, you know, probably the worst performance was Darlington away. I said, but you know, for that, we weren't great here against Blythe, but we really did have a weakened side out. But like, they give us everything. They always do. They always have a right good go. So, you know, I'm not going to turn around and start pointing fingers. I just want them to get better.
Yeah. If you look at Spennymoor today, I was looking at the age of the player. They're a very experienced side, aren't they? I know my favourite player is Glenn Taylor. He's absolutely fantastic. You know, coming up against these experienced players, against our young lads, they do well, don't they, Liam?
But that's what we said. We wanted to actually, if you look at Spennymoor, a really good example. If you say Big J Curtis, I said Glenn Taylor, Ramshaw, Jamie Chandler, really, really good players, tight, experienced players. I said they've been around, you could name their team week in, week out. I said, so we needed to get a group, you know, not like hundreds of players through the door every couple of years, do you know what I mean? We needed to get a team, try and build a team, try and keep the team together, not like, we've had a thing where obviously Doug's gone into the Football League, but he stayed here for now because he wanted to stay, by the way. But Marcus has gone into the Football League. You can't really do anything about that. But we go back to 8-9, as I said. Craig Noon and Mark Duffy went the same season. So we were lucky that Matty McGinn and Robbie Booth come through 12 months later and actually delivered and actually win. So, you know, I don't see it as any different myself personally.
You've had criticism in the past, Liam, for, you know, when we haven't had a squad ready for the next season, we've had 50, 60 trialists turning up for some of those pre-season games. People are criticising you now for putting people on long-term contracts. You can't win, can you?
But to be honest, I don't think I've been criticised for actually having no players here. I think my squads have always tended to be very, very settled. I think any period of time I've been here, I think everyone can always associate with the players. They got to know them. They were here for long periods of time. I remember one year Carbeck was getting incredibly load of stick because we signed Mark Pearce and Carl got criticised. You look at the two players, it was incredible. Like, one's a 1 out of 10 and one's a 10 out of 10. How he could actually listen. You've got to believe in younger players. You've got to believe that they'll improve and they'll develop. Sometimes they'll reach a level. It ends up being really good players at this level. I said, but you've got to actually keep on persevering and trying to make them better.
Well, we're going to Leyland, don't we, in the cup final on Wednesday, and we've had a good lift from those games, haven't we, like you said before? Yeah,
well, anything. Listen, you set out to win something. People might scoff and go, "Oh, it's County Cup." Well, 5 rounds. 5 rounds and everyone's turns up, whether it's Daisy, whether it's Charnock, whether it's Lancaster on a treacherous night like tonight. I said, so, you know, why would we do it? We don't want to win. I said, and it'd be nice to win because some of these have never won. So to teach them how to win is good.
Good. Thanks, Liam.
Thanks.